Hey, it's Mrs. Reichelt, and thanks for coming back. So the last video we talked about the different, what lymph is and what the lymphatic vessels do. So this video we're just going to be talking about the different type of lymphoid organs. So there are several other organs that are contributed to the lymphatic function. These include your spleen, which is right here, kind of behind your stomach a little bit. Then your thymus, which is in the base of your throat, right here. Your tonsils, which are in the back of your throat right here, and then Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches work sort of like the tonsils, except they're in your intestines. So they're kind of all over the place down here. Okay, so your spleen is located on the left side of your abdomen. So the reason that it's showing on the right side of this abdomen is because the person is facing you. So if you turned yourself and oriented yourself in the same way as this person, it would be on the left side of your abdomen. The major function of the spleen is that it filters your blood. It destroys worn out blood cells, and it also forms blood cells in the fetus. So as a developing embryo and fetus, the spleen is responsible for the formation of those blood cells. The reason is because a fetus doesn't truly have a skeletal system quite yet. It's probably at that point in fetal development, it's probably still cartilage. So it doesn't have red bone marrow, which means you can't make red blood cells. So blood is formed by the spleen in a fetus, and it also acts as a blood reservoir. The thymus gland is, again, it's located kind of at the base of your heart or base of your throat, but it overlies your heart. So the functions is that it peaks during childhood. Okay, it produces a hormone called thymosin, which programs lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are white blood cells, and white blood cells help to fight infection. And we'll talk a little bit more of that and how white blood cells work to fight infection once we get a little bit more into the defense part of this chapter. Next up are your tonsils. So your tonsils are small masses of lymphoid tissue that are around your pharynx. Sometimes your tonsils don't do their job very well. You'll find that they might get hurt and swollen, and they make your throat hurt even more than it maybe would have. It's because of all that junk and phlegm and bacteria that you breathe in, especially during flu and cold season. It all gets trapped in your throat. So sometimes people have their tonsils or their adenoids removed to help them breathe a little bit better. But the function of their tonsils is that it traps and removes bacteria and other foreign materials. You will notice that I don't think I have a picture of a really magnified tonsil, but tonsils are really porous, meaning that they have almost like little nooks and crannies and little crevices and caves looking things inside of them, and basically it engulfs that foreign material and then tries to decompose of it. Tonsillitis, though, can occur when you get too much bacteria in your tonsils, and the bacteria just overwhelm the ability for your tonsils to do their job. Peyer's patches are found in the walls of the small intestine. So here's your small intestine, and I'm circling some of those Peyer's patches. Basically, they're similar to your tonsils. They do the same thing. It's almost exactly like your tonsils, except for in a different spot. So their purpose is to capture and destroy bacteria in the intestine. Okay, this is probably... So the next thing are the mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue. Collectively, we call them MALT. To me, MALT is like the cool kid club of the lymphatic system. And what I mean by that is they're a group of lymphoid organs that basically are supposed to help get rid of bacteria. And they're called MALT. And so I call them the cool kid club because they include Peyer's patches, the tonsils, and other small accumulations of lymphoid tissues. They also act as a sentinel to protect the respiratory and digestive tracts. So that basically are all the lymphatic organs that are associated with the lymph system. Hope you found that helpful.